Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind.
Hi Posh fam, welcome back to my channel Poshcateyes Unfiltered. I kind of just woke up to like a receding headline. Oh my god, middle age sucks. Anyway, before I get any further with the commentary, that was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode 5 if I'm not mistaken. Let's do some housekeeping. Now I would say thank you so much to my latest B. Yes, thank you for joining us. I just want to say, go through my playlist, find what you like. There will be something that will keep you here. Subscribe, comment, and share this channel with your friends and family. We need to grow this platform. For my existing service, thank you for staying on. I do appreciate the show of support. As always, like, comment, and share this channel with your friends. Again, we do need to grow. With that said, let's get into the commentary. That was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I am actually very tired. I just ended my work day and this is going to be a flat out week for me. Now, the episode opened with Garcelle having a sit-down lunch with Sutton. Now, Garcelle was definitely going to unpack her private movie screening and the guests and all of the shenanigans that happened. Now, we all remember that Sutton and Carl have been having a word match. I'm not even sure how to describe what's going on between these two. Obviously, they did have a sit down that didn't really end well, and so Garcelle wanted to delve a little bit more to get in on exactly what's going on. Now, I really don't know what's wrong with Sutton, because Sutton seems to definitely be up in Carl's butt about the whole situation. She feels Carl is not revealing enough because they are supposedly best of friends, and Carl on the other hand feels the same way. And this is where it kind of seems funny, because Sutton has actually been reading the blogs and has been noticing a few things. She did point out that Carl is no longer wearing her wedding ring. I didn't even notice. Apparently, she has switched her wedding band to a sapphire bracelet. I did not notice. And well, Sutton obviously pays a lot of attention and she picked that up. Garcelle didn't even know. But there was one thing that caught me, and I'm going to share this particular video. Just watch this.
Sutton even noticed that Kyle was wearing a different ring. I never paid attention to that. The only time I noticed jewelry is when, after the robbery, Dorit still had hers.
Now, it is quite interesting because we all know Dorit was robbed. And I don't know what Garcelle is getting at, but Garcelle, this is not going to be good during the reunion. You're going to have to explain yourself on this one. And to be quite honest, I thought Dorit said they stole her jewelry, or was it Carl that said she lost all her jewelry? This is confusing. But anyway, Garcelle just threw a big shade Dorit's way, and I thought this girl just made up at Garcelle's house movie premiere. What, these women, I can't really tell you. Anyways, you can see the divides going for that. Crystal, Carl, and Dorit had a meet at Carl's apartment, and what was the topic of conversation? Sutton, of course. They felt Sutton was, again, there's something wrong with her. She is, you know, she goes up and down with her emotions. She goes from 0 to 50 within seconds, and they are not quite sure what is going on. Carl did explain the drama and the theatrics that was Sutton when Sutton said she didn't really believe that the elevator situation that happened in Las Vegas, where the Magic Mike crew were seemingly going down this escalator or elevators, and Erica pressed the elevator button, and when it opened, it was the Magic Mike crew. And you know, according to Sutton, and when she was even telling Garcelle, she felt it was planned. I don't know if it was planned. I mean, these women are a handful. Anything can be anything. And so Sutton feels she was hijacked and cornered to apologize to those guys when she didn't really needed to. Carl and Crystal feels that it wasn't planned, it just sort of happened. Now, this is a show we're talking about. This is a reality show that is not exactly a reality. Half of the show is scripted. So what do you think? I'll leave that to you to decide. in any way, they did say something, and this is quite an allegation. They feel Sutton is drinking, like not the normal drinking that they are, indulging in. They feel she binge drinks. That means that she drinks a lot, and because of her alcoholism, I'm going to put in quote, allegedly, it is affecting her emotional outburst, and they want to have like an intervention with her. I have seen this woman for a few seasons now. I haven't seen her lose herself with the liquor situation. Now, I'm not sure Carl is in the best place to be judging, because she only just accidentally gave up alcohol during this her midlife crisis situation with what's going on in her private space, and all of a sudden she's calling out everybody. And guess what? Pot calling kettle black. She is hosting a THC with like herbal dinner. Guys, honestly, this is why I don't eat in people's houses, because I don't know what they put in their food. Imagine going to someone's house and you eat their food and come out stoned. Like, do you know what I mean? Well, we'll get into that particular part because that's part of the highlight for this particular episode. The conversation then went on to Erica. Erica is trying to stage a comeback. I don't know how she's going to do this, but she has hired a talent manager to help her, come back. We know what the lawsuit that was her ex-husband, what it did to her career. And one thing with Hollywood is very fickle. People say there is no show like no business, or all publicity is good publicity. In this particular situation, whereby there were born victims that were fraudulently embezzled, the money were embezzled by a prominent lawyer, and that money has not been realized, if I'm not mistaken, or allegedly. And so when things like this come to light, you definitely lose your audience, you definitely lose your supporters, you definitely lose producers and sponsors and company. No company want to back a fraudster or someone that's allegedly been known as a fraudster. So this particular talent manager has a lot to do when it comes to cleaning Erica's record, because there's a lot of work to be done. There is a lot of work to be done. She went from such high, shooting Broadway, doing all of this, musical videos, and having tours and stuff like that, to really nothing. So we'll see how this particular comeback, eventuate for Erica. Garcelle has decided she's not gonna, after not having the fact that her son is now all grown up and want nothing to do with her, decides she's gonna dig a little bit further by having a dinner with him, where he did express that yes, the divorce between her dad and Garcelle took its toll on him, and according to him, he knew even before they were told. Like, he knew during the argument, he just didn't say anything, and this sort of made Garcelle a little bit sad. Well, that's the dynamics that you think these kids are not aware. They're not stupid. They can see the fact that they're not able to express themselves or express their heart at the time, or express how they are feeling, given the fact that you guys are going through the motion. Doesn't mean they don't understand. They do understand, and I feel like we should stop treating kids like they don't know. You should embrace the fact that things are not going right in your household, and just confront the situation. Let them know, but let them know softly. Like, let it be a soft landing. I don't know how to describe what soft landing could look like, but if you let them know and say, we're gonna walk through this, we're cushioning it together, it does help, because at the end of the day, you don't want them to feel undesirable or not valued in the situation that is supposedly unfolding before their eyes. Good on this particular young man. He's sort of grown into his own and able to eloquently articulate how he is feeling to his mom. It's a blessing to Garcelle. I guess she's done something right, even if she cannot probably see it right away, because it's all coming from a place of hurt and a little bit of pain. Moving on from that to the particular highlight of this particular episode, and that is Carl has revealed to us who she's dating, allegedly. Now, we see her going to a tattoo parlor, and there's this girl, she's supposedly a pop star, or I'm not even sure what she is, all tattooed up, like tattooed from head to toe. And they're cheeky and laughing, giggling. Like, Carl is nearly 60, right? And this chick is probably in her late 20s. What's great? Like, what sort of friendship is this? You're not my daughter's friend, you know, so how are we now friends? The tattoo artist himself was just having a giggle. You could see from his facial expression that he knows exactly what's going on. And I might say this, I don't know if this is just for TV or for ratings, or this is sort of a good storyline for Kyle and, you know, just to keep her on this particular season. If it is, good on her. She's definitely a prolific actress. Otherwise, it's not really looking good. This level of midlife crisis is beyond the one that I have seen. Well, I haven't seen a lot, but yeah, it's actually up there with the rest of them. And she got another tattoo. I think this is now tattoo number 6, if I'm not mistaken. And the particular lady was present. They didn't even tell us how they met, or they did say how they meet, but it wasn't exactly clear. In the end, we did find out that Carl then tattooed the letter of her name on this chick. And I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Carl proceeded getting home and revealing her tattoo to Mauricio. Mauricio wasn't exactly happy. However, he didn't know. We saw the footage. We saw what happened, how the tattoo came about, and we saw what she did post her getting the tattoo. And I'm saying to myself, what is going on here? Like, this is right before our eyes, and I'm not sure how to explain this. I just want to put this out there. If it is a storyline, then it's a good storyline. Otherwise, Carl needs a serious, massive wake-up call. This is not on. During this particular tattoo session that Carl did reveal to us that she was going to be having a THC weed party, because what was her reason? To celebrate the fact that she is no longer drinking alcohol. So she wants to get her friend stoned to justify that she doesn't do alcohol. Guys, it's confusing, but that's exactly what she did. All her friends were present. They all arrived at her house. There was the herbal chef that literally was going around asking people what dosage of THC they were going to get. If this is the kind of friends people keep, I don't want them near me. Like, absolutely not. A few of them did say they were not going to have, and they were going to sue. And I was so like, if I go home and I am stoned, or at some point during this whole situation I'm stoned, I'm going to sue. I'm like, yes, girl, make it very clear. Present was Cynthia Bailey. Shocked. Cynthia Bailey from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not sure what she's doing in Beverly Hills, but she can try to break in. I don't know. Is she trying to break into the franchise? This is just confusing. Anyway, the guests were seated, and Sutton and Carl decided to have a moment to themselves. Let me summarize. It made no sense, the conversation they were having. It made absolutely no sense. They went back and forth and just could not resolve what was going on between them. Carl was being put on the hot seat, trying to Sutton was like, what's going on in your marriage? And Carl was sort of evasive, or not exactly answering. Again, I was confused with the particular sit-down because it just did not make sense. Sutton was trying to explain like endorsed, like she was in some la la land, and again, wasn't making sense. And they have not had THC, guys. So imagine if they had started having the THC, how this particular conversation would go. It just went in circles, and Christelle had to come and say, guys, we've been waiting for you. Like, you guys need to come so we can have with dinner. And then this is where things kicked off. And just as it was kicking off, this particular episode ended. When they got back to sit down, I think everyone was like, where have you guys been? We've been, waiting for you, to the point where Sutton was like, oh, everything is okay, just ask Carl. She was being a little bit sarcastic. And people were like asking us, this particular new lady that is now Carl's friend, and she was a little bit confused. Like, I was confused watching the whole thing. I was like, what's going on? You guys are talking, but you're not saying anything. Like, is there something that we need to know? Like, let us in. Garcelle was like, well, Carl's marriage. and that just, things just kicked off. Like what you're in denial, it's all on the news about your marriage, and Kyle kept being, again, defensive and evasive, to the point where they were like, okay, what is going on? In the end, I think Kyle dropped the statement to say, I don't want to feel depressed right now because a lot is going on, and I don't want to be depressed right now. And that was where it ended, guys. So we're going to find out how this ends, because they haven't even had the dinner yet, and I want to actually see half of the people that's going to be stoned. Might I add, Denise and Camille has been in this with this franchise from season 1 to maybe season 5, and then she's been friend of the franchise, so she was present. Apparently she's got some issues with Faye. Faye is Carl's best friend. We have seen them go at it during previous seasons, and so it's no surprise that this again was still, quite significantly present. They didn't want to see eye to eye. Faye actually had to move her seat just so she's away from Camille. Denise was present. Denise was just, she was incoherent. I couldn't even understand one. Like, I feel like Denise, whenever she arrives, she's allegedly high on something. That's what I'm just gonna say. And again, guys, just join me next week. I'm gonna try and watch. I don't know if I might have the subscription to watch, because I'm gonna be losing my Foxtel access in less than 24 hours, so we'll see if I can get it on the web. I will come and recap. Otherwise, it will be when I get the opportunity to watch the episode that will be airing next week, which is episode 6. So thank you so much for watching. If you've watched up to this point, I'll see you again next week. Stay safe and be focused.